So it looks like you guys want to know how to play Frost, and sadly enough, the video I posted on Frost was just a meme video in which my friend was using double frost mats. So as a person who's played Frost for more than 12 hours, I personally came up with the idea to create a new series called Dr. Hood's 10-minute tutorials. In this series, we'll go over how to master the in operator's loadout, their utility, and how to just generally improve with the operator. So if you have not, please like and subscribe. I post every 3 to 5 days, and let's get into Frost, man. So what is the role of Frost? She is considered a trap.
It's a trap!
No, not that kind of trap. She is considered a trap operator that can be used to slow down or stop an offensive push. When analyzing the trap operators, we have to look at Legion, Ela, Captain, and Frost. We notice that Legion is just fucking annoying. Ela gives off a pointless concussion but a helpful sound cue, and Captain is an all-around great op that chips away an enemy's health while loading with a push. But why Frost is such a great trap operator is that she has the only trap that can down but not out. This makes it so that when placed correctly, her traps can stop an assault altogether. Because of this, Frost takes up the role of a flexible anchor that anchors within the distance of her mats in order to contain enemy pushes. So let's go over the loadout. First off, we have to take a look at her primary weapons, which are the Super 90 shotgun and the 9mm C1. And let's be honest, you're not going to be using the Super 90 in almost any situation because of the fact that she does not have an automatic secondary. If she did have an automatic secondary, this would be one of the best breaching shotguns in the game. But because that she does not have that automatic secondary weapon, we cannot find any viable reason to use a shotgun, considering it forces us to engage at 5 meters or less. This is why everyone's going to end up picking the 9mm C1. And why not? This submachine gun has the best damage of all submachine guns in the game, a decent fire rate, and almost no recoil. Personally, because it has no recoil, I personally like the attachment's angle grip because it increases your ADS time, and the extended barrel, which prolongs your damage over longer distances, which is where you'll be using this more often. Generally, you're only engaging at around 15 to 20 meters with Frost, so that's why I recommend the red dot sight. It has the quickest ADS sight, and alongside an angle grip, makes it really easy to get on target pretty fast. It also has a super high capacity, which for people who have as shit as aim as I do, it's a real lifesaver, honestly. As for gadget, I personally love the deployable shield. The deployable shield not only increases the effectiveness of a Frost trap, it also can blockade an enemy push, and is an easy way to secure Frost trap kills, which we'll see later on in the tutorial. So how should one place Frost traps in order to maximize their chances of getting a kill? First off, let's establish some do's and don'ts for placing Frost traps. Don't place Frost traps in the middle of the hallway, in front of a door, at the top or bottom of the stairs, or on top of a hatch. These are some of the common places used by new Frost players that never work and only waste use of an essential utility. While it might be tempting to place it in front of a door, maybe we'll see it when they break down the door, though that does not mean that you can't always place it on a door. So let's look at some places that do work Frost mats. At the bottom of generally used entrance windows, behind deployable shields, underneath commonly used hatches, at an angle of central doorways, and behind common plant locations like bar, for example. The truth is that, like Valkyrie, Frost has so many locations in which your utility can be used, and it will take you some time to experiment with them, but here are some general rules that will increase the likelihood that your Frost trap will work. For one, after placing a Frost trap, approach it from the angle of an attacker and see if your Frost trap is too visible. During this time, consider all angles in which the attacker may likely approach from and adjust your Frost mat accordingly to prevent its easy destruction. Also, understand that Frost mats, when placed correctly, can stop an offensive push, what might be more important than placing it in a cheap location to get an easy kill.
Yep.
Get this beat untagged for free at freebeat.io.
With the combination of a deployable shield, Frost mats can halt pushes by aggressive attackers onto the bomb site and forces them to use utility that will not only compromise their position, but also help you to get into a position to take advantage. Remember that while Frost mats will always kill a wary attacker, it can distract them enough for you to get an easy kill if you're properly positioned. So what operators help Frost? Well, operators with barbed wire can mask Frost mats and help Frost's effort in slowing down an enemy push. Frost also works well with a Jaeger or a Mai, as being able to deflect any incoming nades or explosives that seek to destroy a Frost mat can help in increasing its longevity. Finally, operators like Mozzie and Mew can mask the Frost mats from any drones looking to gauge if a Frost mat might be in a certain location. Frost ultimately plays a hard counter aggressive ops like Amaru, Ash, or IQ, as a utility might be unchecked in the frenzy to clear the floor, along with unsuspecting shield ops like that of Blitz or Montaigne. While she does not have a hard counter, some counters to her include that of Sledge, Sophia, Ash, and Maverick, as a utility can clear away the obstacles that hide her Frost mats, such as that of Deployable Shield. Now, considering we have 4 minutes 29 seconds left, I thought I should show you the top 3 locations I use Frost. One of my favorite places to go is Consulate 2nd floor, and here's the reason why. Whenever I do Consulate 2nd floor, I end up always placing a shield here and a Frostman on top of it. And this will help stop a yellow push, right? Because with this yellow push, generally a lot of people, they'll love to come here, they'll push up, and they won't be expected, and bam, you know. In Archives, there's a little favorite window that everyone wants to come through, which is generally this window. So I'll either place one here, or one there, it doesn't really matter, right? You can place either one, right? The final Frost mat placement is going to prevent the Archive stair push. This is a general push that towards the end of the game people might push if they're in a dire need. When putting down this Frost mat though, make sure it's not noticeable when pushing through this door, which it was. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. So we're going to kind of switch it up a bit. By placing this though to the right, most people will push to the right in order to secure a better location right behind the bomb where they can prevent anyone from pushing that door right there. And using this situation, you'll get an easy frag like we do here. On Kitchen Trophy, I'll generally use Frost first on the trophy window. Now the reason why is a lot of people like to push this window for a plant right behind the trophy cases. And even though this is a pretty secure client, and especially without a rotation here, if you have a Frost mat here, you can easily stop this plant and fool them in their tracks. Now the second Frost mat is going to go for the lobby push. I'll generally put my shield down here because it's going to be hard to go around, and even if you do get around it, it's going to be tight and it's going to be easy to pick off the player doing so. And on this one, I'm going to put this Frost mat kind of sideways to prevent them from actually just simply going around and avoiding the Frost mat altogether. When they push around here, as you can see, they're not going to see the Frost mat, and even if they do try to push around it, they're still not going to see the Frost mat because they're going to be looking out at the kitchen where there's likely going to be a defender. Now the final Frost mat I'll generally place in kitchen, and usually I place it underneath the hatch. This hatch is used a lot for that push again on trophy, and especially if there's a rotation there. And the problem with actually hitting this hatch is that you're actually going to drop debris upon this Frost mat when you break it down. So by actually putting the Frost mat underneath this hatch, when the debris falls, you're going to hide your Frost mat, and when they decide to jump down, you're going to get an easy frag. The other location I'll actually put this Frost mat on is behind this little kitchen bar, and that's because generally people will push here at the end of the game to secure a plant, because it is a little bit of cover in that late time situation, so people won't be generally looking for it, and you can get an easy frag from it. Finally, the last place I like to use Frost on is Party Room Office, and the reason why is there's so many variations you can put Frost traps on to counter the many pushes that are on Party Room Office, whether it be Garage, whether it be Compressor, or whether it be Bowl. And for these situations, I generally will either see a Garage or Bowl push, so generally I'll place Frost mats in one of those two locations, with Compressor being a kind of third option, or Games even if they are pushing from there generally. And the first Frost trap I'm going to show you guys off here is going to be the Shark Stair window. Now why Shark Stair window? Well, a lot of people decide to put this Shark Stair window right here for the security that they can, you know, control the stairs and prevent against roamers trying in their bull push, or they're just trying to make a general bull push and they're not looking for that Frost trap down below. If you're trying to block Compressor, that's the Frost mat right here you want to have. Or if you're trying to block Garage, I personally like to do one on the railing windows. Now there is the right window, which is not generally as much push because you can easily spawn peek it. So I generally like the left window because people will try to push here because it's less likely to spawn peeked, and it's generally the one that they'll try to do in case they're trying to do a Garage push. And the final location I'll put a Frost mat down on is the Bowl push. And right on this doorway right here, if you place a shield and a Frost mat, you can not only use it to kind of look out on this Bowl push, but it's also very good for late game situations happens when people are trying to push from bowl into office and they're not going to be looking at this frost mat, which you could be just simply camping behind or just have a frost mat on. Looking at it, you know, there's so many different variations. You can put it on the garage stair railings, or you can put it here on the bowl push. You can also put it on the bowl window, or you can put it in games room. There's so many different locations to use it on party room office, which is why frost can be so deadly here. So whenever thinking about these pushes, always understand where people are generally pushing and adjust your frost mats to that to adjust for each push, whether it be from garage or whether it be from bowl. And with that concluding statement, our time has concluded. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. This is the first time I've ever tried a tutorial. If you have not, please do like and subscribe. And please leave a comment down below. Do you want to see different tutorials? Is there something I could have touched on that I didn't? Is there other characters you want me to see me do? And really, is there anything else you want me to kind of explore with this channel? Because I want to do more content and I have ideas, but you know, I want to hear from you guys. What are you guys looking for? Do you want to see more memes? Do you want to see a different type of video? Do you want to see a quiet video, etc.? Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. If we get to 50 subs, that would be greatly appreciated. And as you know, I'll be dropping my outro when we do. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. If you have not, please like and subscribe. And I hope we all have a good one.